Well, hello friends, and welcome back to another gameplay. So this one's been a long time coming. This is The Exorcist Legion VR. I'm playing on my Oculus Rift by way of Steam VR as usual. So yeah, you know what I always say, right? Evil games are number one. Well, what could be more evil than The Exorcist? So this game's been out for a while now. This is an episodic horror game, first person exploration type game, and it's set in the world of The Exorcist 3. And if anyone has seen The Exorcist 3, you know that it is a really good movie. It's terribly underrated. I think The Exorcist 2 sucks so bad that people don't give Exorcist 3 the credit it deserves, but Exorcist 3 has some really good acting in it, some really good writing, and it isn't a traditional horror movie by any stretch. It's kind of a crime drama slash supernatural horror, so that's what I'm expecting out of this game. As long as it's been out, I have managed to avoid watching more than 5 minutes of anybody playing this, so this is all new to me. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to play yet, but I do know one thing. This is going to be cool. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, and I am super hyped to jump into episode 1. So let's go. Looks like we just made ourselves a coffee. Go ahead and grab it. Take a drink. What do we get? Half cup Americano? I don't know if a machine could do that. Let's see here. I don't drink coffee, it says the plant. Well, you know what? You do today. Alright, so fire escape. We have a broken elevator. Out of service. These games always have a broken elevator, these horror games, right? Why can't they be more like Torn? Torn not only had a working elevator, but it had a badass, awesome elevator in it. Alright, so this is the evidence room. Something tells me I'm going to be back here. And duty chief and detectives. I have a feeling that I'm going to belong in the detectives room here, but let's see.
Check your office board.
Check your office board, says the chief. Not very friendly, but that's what he said. Where did my hand go? Lost my right hand. I'm a one-handed man. What is this, Resident Evil? Oh, it's back. I had to click it back into existence. We can go in the evidence room, or at least open the door. I know what it is. It's the toggle grip. I have the toggle grip on, so my hand was stuck to the chief's door. So we have tons of boxes, document boxes. BPD evidence storage. So BPD is Boston Police Department. We're in Boston. Boston, Mass. It's wicked awesome. Alright, check back to see evidence from past cases. Please don't forget to fill out the log before removing evidence. Do I seriously have to do that? That sounds pretty tedious for a game. But this is a VR game, and we do like immersion, so maybe you do. What's in this? It's a bag. Holy crap, it's a bag! Alright, what about this? This has an evidence tag on it. This is actual evidence. But unfortunately, I'm not wearing a Vive Pro, so I can't read anything other than Boston PD evidence tag. Everything else is too small to read. I can tell there's some sort of date on there. Looks like it's a hospital bracelet for John Doe patient. So apparently there was a patient at one of these hospitals here. Doesn't say which hospital. And he was unidentified, and he's somehow linked to some kind of case. It looks like this chair evidence as well. But again, the text is too small to read. So I'm sure that stuff is probably meaningless to anything I'm going to be doing, but you know me, we have to check everything out, because if we don't look, we won't know. Alright, so let's go into the detective's room. Check my board, like the chief said to do. Okay, cool. This must be my desk. Alright, so as I said, this is a episodic horror game. And we're going to be playing Chapter 1, the first Rites. But there are 5 chapters in all. And I assure you, no matter how terrifying it is, we're going to get through to the end. Just going to check out Chief's office here, or my office, rather. Looks like we have a picture of a bridge. There's a case file here for the criminal record for Laura Rivera, also known as Laura Smith. She looks like, I don't know, she looks like a damn dirty hippie to me. But what do I know? Alright, so American female, Caucasian, 5'6", 115 pounds, brown, pulled over after erratic driving and charged with an earlier offense of armed robbery at a local store. Stolen goods were visible in the vehicle. Rivera had already disposed of the weapon upon arrest. So nothing odd looking here. A couple weird looking fingerprints, but looks like we just have a petty thief here who got pulled over on a traffic stop. Looks like we have a picture of, looks like an astronaut, if I had to guess. That's what the uniform looks like to me, anyway, or maybe some kind of a pilot. Looks like we have an old map of Boston City. Looks like we have some accolades for my character. Some cases I've cracked. Picture of me with the chief and the commissioner. Old TV. VCR. You guys remember what these were? Back in the day, these played movies. Back before Blu-rays and DVD players and digital downloads, we had VHS tapes. And a very common brand was Wolf brand VCR. Not really. Alright, coroner's report. Blunt force injuries to chest and upper body. Incision on the chest. Bruises and lacerations of the chest and arms, stab wounds. Alright, so somebody got stabbed and they drowned in their own blood here. I wonder if that was John Doe. Post-mortem. Sarah Sue. Looks like we're in the early part of November 2016. No deformity scars, amputations, no external injuries, remarkable features. Bluish tint around lips shows cause of death to be asphyxia due to seizure. So I'm thinking maybe that all of these details that I'm reading here, not being discovered in nearly 2 weeks, the body was in the early stages of decomposition. Despite this, the deceased could still be identified as a well-nourished white male. Apart from decomposition and medical intervention, there is no evidence of other trauma. Toxicology reports show acute drug intoxication with high levels of opiates and barbiturates. Let that be a lesson, people. Never mix your opiates with your barbiturates. Take the barbiturates first, and then later take the opiates to get the edge off. Okay? Alright, as I was saying, I think all of these files and things that are laying around here, with all of this detail, I think this is just all peripheral stuff. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with the actual story that I'm playing in, which is a good sign. When you see stuff like this and this kind of effort going in to just atmosphere, that's a good sign. But we have a game that people put some effort into. Alright, first rites. Evidence completion. Alright, so I thought maybe grabbing that would get me into the level. But no, so let's stick our hand on the post-it and...
Homicide, come in, this is dispatch.
push to answer.
Homicide, come in. Detective, you're needed down at St. Vincent de Paul. Uniforms have sealed off the scene. They said it looks like some sort of ritual.
A ritual. All right. Going to the Church of St. Vincent de Paul. As uniformed cops ushered away the crowd of onlookers, and all the devils besought him, saying, "Send us into the..." Man, that's too quick. Through the doors I could see a trail of blood and evidence markers laid out for me to follow. Alright, let me start by saying that the level of graphical realism is high here. I'm impressed so far at what I'm seeing. Everything's clear. There is some aliasing. I am using I do have a 1080 Ti graphics card, so that may have something to do with it. But yeah, other than a few stutters and a little bit of aliasing in the distance, nothing close, but there is some shimmer in the distance. Everything looks pretty good here so far. So sound and graphics are high quality. So we have evidence markers here. 1, 2, 3. Should we just take all this stuff in order, or do like we normally do and go against the order? Some kind of an odd sign there. I'm sure it's part of this church. Looks like there's some blood or something on the wall. Or something. Pages on the ground. Likely pages from the Bible. Maybe a hymnal, but most likely Bible. Looks like we've got some candles lying on the ground that I can't pick up. I can move it with my hand. Oh, yep, I got it. Can I light it? Cannot light the candle. It's this odd supernatural candle that can't be lit. Alright, what is this thing? I thought this was an organ or something over here, but let's see, it says, "In loving memory of Damian Gregory, 1979 to 2002. Alright, so this is some kind of a memorial to Damian Gregory, who was 23 years old. Man, this is impressive. Statue looks real. Blood on the hands, like stigmata, but this is, of course, a statue of Mary, I would imagine, most likely. It looks like she has her foot on the head of the serpent, and there's blood coming from one eye and both wrists, so that's definitely stigmata. And looks like the door to that confession booth over there is rattling itself. So we're gonna just pump the brakes on that for a minute, and we're gonna take the evidence in order here and prepare ourselves mentally to have the crap scared out of us, because We have to remember, this is an Exorcist game. This is going to be evil. Can't forget that. It's not just the cop game. So we have this thing. Looks like a case for a cross, a crucifix, but there's no crucifix. So my watch went off, so I'm going to take a look at it. I noticed an exclamation point on my watch when I picked this thing up. This is a cool looking case though. I would have this thing on my shelf just to just so I can see, or just for looks. It looks cool. Let's see here. So I hit the menu button. It opens and closes. So this is in my permanent menu now? It is. Find out what happened in the church. Where is the priest? Well, he's probably hiding behind that rattled door over there. Either that or it's his blood that's, you know, splattered all over the place here. My phone. I don't think I can do anything with my phone right now. No, unless I want to get a hint. That's not my style. Alright, so number 1, we got that case. We're going to go to number 2. See if I can make it out. So that's the book of Mark there. So these are definitely Bible pages. Looks like something tore this confessional booth up pretty good. There's the Bible that the pages were ripped from. And there's a message written in blood on these pages. It says, "Send him into the swine." Into the swine. Not to the swine, into the swine. I'm going to see if I can peek through the little window here and get a glimpse of what's going on. I think we found the priest. Oh my goodness. Get a look at that. Oh, and there's a ram's head or something up there with it. Alright, well, kudos to me for looking ahead of time. Oh, it's not a ram's head, it's the swine. Look at the textures. Very well done. Alright, so let's see here. Looks like he's had his throat cut. Nice boots, Father. Huh. He moved a little bit. Bees oil lamp. Press to light the burner. I didn't get the... Okay. I didn't mean to... Press what to light the burner? Press... Alright, so let's drop it. Drop that. Let's grab this. What are we going to press to light the burner? I don't get it, Big Dan. Well, that was the teleport button. What am I doing? Alright. Tell me how to use this thing again. It went away too quickly. Let's go back into the information here. Maybe does it go in this thing somehow? Use oil lamp. Okay, so it goes there. Can I leave it there? Can. I don't know anything about how to use it. Maybe I need another piece for it, like whatever this is, for it to work. I don't know. I don't think I can send him into the swine, but... Can we do anything else with the recently deceased father here? I don't think so. Alright, so I might switch back to the hold grip, because the toggle grip is, I don't know. It's useful in shooter games, but this is not a shooting game, so I'm not sure how much use I have for the toggle grip here. Alright, so evidence number 3, we have a book of exorcism rites. Founders Edition, Exorcism Prayer Book. Guys, we all know that the Founders Edition don't perform like the aftermarket editions do. Anything I can do with this? Book of Prayers? I don't think so. No. Unless there's a slot for it in my little case thing here. Does not appear as such. Alright. We found what happened to the father. Can't move the chairs out of the way. Let's go examine over here a little bit. There's a police line here. And there is an office here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to change that grip because it is making it awkward to open doors. Let's go to interactions. Grip. So now I can throw doors open. Oh, there's more evidence markers, so there's a lot more to go here. Hey guys, check it out. What did I say? What do I always say? There's always a grandfather clock. Always a grandfather clock in these horror games. Gonna do anything with this one? Now this one's just here for atmosphere. Apparently. There's a lot of blood behind it. And all along the baseboards, or maybe that's just some kind of weird reflection. It is dimly lit. So what do we have here? Evidence 4, looks like we have tea light candles. Maybe the evidence is just the blood on the wall. What did I just drop? Where did it go? That went nuts and it's gone now. Did it go into my book? It did. What are these things? Holy water. So I have 2 vials of holy water now to go with my bees oil lamp. Oh, I see how to use it now. You have to press the thumbstick. The instructions go so quickly that you can't really... Oh, how much does it help to have a light? Can I light things with it? So it appears that what looked like blood in the dark is just a weird reflection here. Theoretical psychology. What, am I out of fuel? I just have to keep lighting it. The Guide to Psychotherapy Practice. Origins of Cognition. The Intricate Mind. Encyclopedia of Psychology. So it seems like whoever this father was prescribes to the fact that all supernatural or cases of possession are somehow linked to psychology. And which is odd, because people who believe in possession don't believe that it has anything to do with psychology. They believe that schizophrenia and things like that are spiritual in nature, whereas the scientist believes the opposite. He believes that psychotherapy, psychology are the answers to these problems. So it appears that this priest here is somewhere in between. He thinks that it all links up. And normally when science and religion disagree on something, I think that the best approach that someone with an open mind would take is that the answer is going to be somewhere in between the two. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. I gaze upon the breaking dawn and then look away, for I am scorned. Turn left to hear the devil's horn. I see him wear the crown of thorns. Okay. No idea what that means. Okay, so that's apparently part of a puzzle. What am I moving? Let's turn left to hear the devil's horn. Okay, we got it locked into place there. Gaze upon the breaking dawn, and then I'll look away, for I am scorned. Turn left to hear the devil's horn. I see him wear the crown of thorns. Alright, so it says, let's think about this for a minute. I gaze upon the breaking dawn. So the dawn breaks in the east. And look, we have a marker for north here. So it says, I gaze upon the breaking dawn. That means that we would start by facing east. Then look away, for I am scorned. Turn left to hear the devil's horn. I see him wear the crown of thorns. So we start by gazing upon the breaking dawn, right? And then turn left to hear the devil's horn. We're going to go to west. And then what happened? I don't even know what this is supposed to be doing. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I see him wear the crown of thorns. Well, let's start with it in the east. So if I go, oh, okay, I did it backwards. I started west and went east, so it should be good now. I was doing it backwards, as if north were south. So this would be east, and then this would be west. So it should be unlocked, whatever it is. Did my B light go back into my book? Good. So I see him wear the crown of thorns. I would assume that maybe that's referring to out here. Him? See him wear the crown of thorns, but I can't get up there. Huh. Maybe there'll be another clue somewhere as to what that thing actually is and means. Because I'm lost. Let's see what else we have here. Number 5. Tape recorder. Goody goody. What's on this? A hooded figure. Always a good sign. Notes on... Alright. B. A gift opens the way and ushers the giver into the presence of the great. Found, please return to Father Bell, Church of St. Vincent de Paul, Boston. Click to turn the pages. Alright. How to move around, we've got that one. Okay. Inventory. Menu button, left to right to navigate, trigger to select. Go back. We know how to do that. Click to turn pages. Alright. Legion pages. And he asked him, what is thy name? And he saith unto him, my name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there was there on the mountain side a great herd of swine feeding. And they besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. He's gaining strength, it says. This looks like a map. Saudi map of northern Africa. Morocco. I can't tell which one that is. Oh no, that's Europe. It's not just northern Africa. This is Europe and northern Africa. So Jerusalem. What is that? Man, it's hard to read this stuff. There's not enough resolution. It looks like we have one in Spain, one in Morocco. What is that? North of France. I can't tell what place that is. I don't know. And then it looks like somewhere in Russia. Or one of the Soviet satellites, I can't really tell. Anyway, the exorcism toolkit. Press the menu button to access your inventory, navigate, and pull the trigger to open it. Hold the menu button quickly to exorcist. Hold the menu button to quickly access the exorcism tool. Point the crucifix until the solid silver inlay glows bright white. Hold this steady as the light embraces. The light is now channeled through you, pointed at the darkness. I guess it's important which one is the back and which one is the front. I don't know why. Holy water. Hold the trigger to pick up holy water, release it to throw. Holy water can put out eternal fires. Okay, so here's the bezel oil lamp. Illuminate your surroundings. Some demons can be repelled by its holy light. The oil lamp reveals all that is hidden. Alright, so this is going to kind of be like what our black light was in the Paranormal Activity game. It's going to reveal things that I can't see otherwise. Salt spray. So this is a repellent. The holy minerals have been used for millennia to reveal darkness hidden in the shadows. So it's not just a repellent, it can also, like the lamp, reveal things that would otherwise be hidden. The taker of old souls, his work is to harvest the weak, decrepit, and those near to death. Like, again, this is something that reminds me of The Exorcist 3 when they were at that hospital with those old people. It is said that he tortures his prey first through mind games, disorientation, and stress. Then the real pain begins with physical abuse delivered from hellish flames. The weakness of the taker of old souls is holy water. Man, they just give us everything here, don't they? Right all up front. It's not like these other games where you find a page at a time. They give you the whole thing right up front. The infertile devil, who has been blamed for infant mortality throughout history of civilization. This says that this is Abazu, which you'll remember that name from the Exorcist movies as well, but if I'm not mistaken, it was Lilith in real life. It's Lilith who's supposed to steal the breath from infants. She's been said to be seen as a dark figure hovering over the bed, sort of thing, and it's believed by the scientific community that it's just an ancient explanation for sleep paralysis. If you've ever had sleep paralysis, you know it can be frightening and disorienting, to say the least. But in this book, it's called Abzu. Many cultures have encountered her, and well, maybe I'm getting my lore crossed here, but I'm pretty sure this is Lilith that they're speaking of. Many cultures have encountered her, and she has been given many names. See here? From Lilith in Hebrew to Medusa in Greek. See, I know my evil. I know what I'm talking about. And she does not sleep. Her domain is the night. She is envious and feeds on the unwanted. So, see, I know a little bit about this stuff. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but Baal. Well, this is a name that I recognize, Baal. A lot of people think that the name Beelzebub, and you've heard of that being another name for the devil, Beelzebub, they think that that is derived from Baal or Baal. Like a disease, he isn't immune to natural minerals and salts. He's made draw Baal out of his host. So what it's looking like they're setting up here is they're giving me all these different tools for my book, and basically for each entity that I'm going to be facing, most likely in each one of these episodes, I'm going to be using a different tool out of my kit. The bringer of lightning, wind, and rain, he manipulates the elements to bring plague, pestilence, and disease. The scale of his power is formidable. He is thought to be the source of many historic disasters: the Black Plague, Hurricane Katrina, smallpox, and Spanish influenza. Alright, way to go, Bell. Pazuzu. Wasn't Pazuzu in the first Exorcist movie? I don't remember. Pazuzu is the demon of the southwest wind. Traditionally, he is known as the bringer of famine and locusts. But modern scholars believe him to be something much more insidious, as he picks away at any belief a person holds dear, through corruption, hate, and fear. I think Pazuzu is having his way with people today, man. Corruption, hate, and fear, all too prevalent in the world today. Powerful and resourceful foe, no single weakness is known. I must find a way. So, something tells me that Pazuzu is going to be the boss of this game. And we're going to have to find another way to defeat him that the book doesn't give us. And that, friends, is the last page. And I get to keep that, thankfully, because I'm not going to remember which weapon affects which demon. Alright, so we have a letter here. The Mississippian sacred statue said to have been taken by a Spanish explorer in the 1500s. Hidden in an elaborate maritime ornament, it is thought that the statue was ground down to create a powder used to ward off the evils of such treacherous journeys. Unfortunately for the explorer, the real evil came from his fellow man. On his return to Spain, the Spanish Inquisition soon got word of his love affair with a native woman and tried him as a heretic. Alright, so it says the Mississippian sacred statue, and it is ground down to create a powder used to ward off the evils of treacherous journeys. So wasn't one of the things in our case here supposed to be like some kind of a powder, salt, I believe it said, right? Where's my book? So let's go back here. Salt spray. Crystallized holy minerals. So what I'm wondering is if maybe, let's see here, perhaps this is the statue that they were referring to. Maybe this is where we're going to get our salt spray. I don't know yet though. Let's take a look at our evidence.
How can Rome deny the pattern? I've seen it with my own eyes. First the West Bank, then Eritrea. Now a young girl in Morocco. There's only one kind of beast that feeds on such misery, and is gaining strength. He preys on war and drought to take souls from the region. I say something has to be done, but Rome treats me as if I'm mad. I was a fool to believe that I could continue Father Morning's work. They would rather brush me under the rug. Just another of their little secrets.
Yeah, there's
more dead in the Caribbean. I pray for their lost souls, but action must be taken. I've begun to acquire the tools so that I can tackle this head on, but fear it may already be too late. A rare sense of optimism today. The final piece of my toolkit came from an antiques dealer in Rome. I put it in a safe place.
Excuse me, Father Bell. I'm sorry to impose, but would you hear my confession?
okay. So it seems that the last person that the good father spoke with was a lady. A lady. So he said the last piece he needs for his toolkit came from an antiques dealer in Rome. Could it be this thing? I don't know. We'll come back to it in a moment. Father Bell, Church of St. Vincent de Paul, Boston. Sealed leather. Anything in the drawers? There's a button. It's glowing red. Okay. I think I've got it here. I'm going to pull out my light. See if we can illuminate anything hidden for me today. So let's start taking this thing to the east and then to the west. See if that changes my button color here. looky there. And my question is, did that statue have absolutely anything at all to do with that? Can I close that back? Alright, so now I can't open it. Let's see if I turn that back here. Alright, so the light's not even on anymore. Okay, so now turn that to the east. No light. Turn it to the west. No light. So what just happened there? Why can't I open this thing anymore? Alright, now I'm confused. Oh, I can just open it. So now I don't know if I actually unlock this thing using that statue or if it's unrelated. I have no idea. But I'm going to come back to that in a moment. I'm going to go in order of the evidence markers. And here is my salt thing. Wait for air compressor to expand and press the thing to fire earthly minerals. Like so. Oh, how lovely. I love new toys. We still have yet to find our crucifix. What do we have here? Looks like some wine. Wolf Valley. I think we can get that for $8.99 at Kroger. Cheap rot gut stuff. Close. I command thee. The power of Weasel compels thee to close and stay closed. Music Boy Research. A Victorian industrialist came into possession of a sacred Celtic relic on his travels to the most northern reaches of Scotland. He wrote that before setting out on the day's work, local farmers and shepherds would kneel to a standing stone in the most barren of fields. On closer inspection, he saw a thin bronze cross was inlaid in the standing stone. Its metal seemed to resonate as if made of glowing embers. I think it's kind of blurry. And again, everything's crystal clear. I look at it. It's just the resolution of the headset makes it not so easy to read text, especially that which is supposed to be handwritten. Alright, made of glowing embers. He had to have it for his collection. At first, the locals were hesitant to consider his offer, but eventually his persistence and deep pockets won them over, with the promise of vast sums of money and exotic furs. So that just once again proves that what Ted DiBiase said is true. Everybody has a price. On his return to England, he sent his banker up to the villagers as promised, but the banker returned with the very same gold and furs. He asked, would they not take my money? His banker said that there was no man, woman, or child in the village to give it to. Only wolves. So is this my crucifix in this box here? Open it. Looks like the box that a crucifix would come in. Maybe if I shine some light on it. Nothing. Okay. Well, I think at least that was the box that it came in. Maybe it's in this safe up here. And there is a lot of blood here. So if that guy died in the confessional booth, why is there so much blood here? This is where the lady met him at. She wanted to confess. So obviously she took him in there and slit his throat. You would think. But all the blood happens to be here. So what up with that? Now we have a box of paper. Looks like we have urgent, fragile. Okay. Here we have our crucifix. The light came on. Alright, so it said to hold it and wait for the light to charge and then press the button. I don't know. I can feel it vibrating in my hand. I don't know. So is that everything now? Is my kit complete? I do believe it is. We got the light, we got the salt thing, we got the crucifix, the holy water, and the manual. Let's see what else the father has up here in his safe. Got a couple more cassette tapes. New Hampshire, Last Rites, and Morocco. So I would assume that these are going to be clues to future cases, but I don't know that. I wonder if you get to come back. Like, will I come back here to get clues in the next chapter? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it all ties together and I get to jump around, hopefully. So this is one of those things that hard to pick up. We have Wolf Whiskey. And that is a big bottle. That's got to be at least a half gallon. Half gallon of Wolf Whiskey to go with my... Can I not open the door anymore? Come on now. I can take it off the hinges, but I can't open it. Alright, so we have Wolf Valley Wine, Wolf Whiskey, to go with the letter about the villagers that were eaten by wolves. Do we see a pattern emerging here? What does it mean? Probably nothing. Alright, so let's start with the New Hampshire Last Rides.
I always feel uneasy and removed after reading an inmate's last rite. The long corridor of metal doors contains men who are scheduled to death. It seems so calculated and cold. The day was even more unsettling. I was called at from one of the cells by an inmate who seemed to know me. Not out me, but my actions over the last few months. He knew about my work, even my unofficial time in Morocco. How? Not only has he been locked in there for years, only a select few clergymen are aware of my intentions, and they're dismissive at best. The guards quickly ushered me out, and I won't be back there for at least 2 months.
Definitely rings reminiscent of The Exorcist 3. People in cells for years, prisoners who are displaying knowledge of events that they could have no way had any knowledge of. So take that, science. Explain that, psychologist book. It all ties in.
Morocco, September 3rd. I arrived at the family home yesterday at dusk. The father was severely opposed to our presence. He wouldn't let me nor my guide step foot in his home. And though we tried to convince him otherwise, we eventually chose to abide his wishes and prepare for a night on the streets outside their home. We sat below her window. Just above our heads, we could hear her strained cries through the night. The hours drew on. We tried to reason with her father again, but he was as stubborn as I persisted. We all raised our voices. She must have heard us as we argued in the street below, because she let out a scream with such ferocity that I thought a pack of wild dogs must be in her room. We raced upstairs. I was right behind her father as he flung open the door. The sight inside was like nothing I've seen before. A broken young girl, her body twisted and fractured, devoid of life, innocent soul.
Okay, so we're getting more clues to the possession cases from around the world. I assume these are tied to the locations marked on that map we looked at a moment ago. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that this was part of unlocking that safe. I don't know it to be fact because I started manipulating this thing before I even knew that button was over there. So yeah, we're gonna just assume, and if we get stuck or if there's some kind of item that we can't seem to find later, we'll come back here and take a look at it. I'm gonna brush myself up here on the first enemy and what their weakness is, because I have a feeling when I will leave this room that I may be encountering it. Okay, we've got salt spray. Alright, so toolkit. The crucifix is the first thing it shows me. Holy water, then the lamp, and the salt spray. And then we have this thing here. Renove. The taker of old souls. And his weakness is holy water. So, close the book. Grab some holy water. We're going to make our way back out here and prepare ourselves for what happens next. Okay. Did I just waste that, or do I have an unlimited supply? I hope I have an unlimited supply. I do. That is spooky and evil. Oh, that is wicked. I need my light. Can I not grab my light? Okay. Okay, so the father is gone. Crap.
You have nightmares, don't you, Detective?
Giving me some nightmares. Can't cross the line here. What about with teleport? Can I teleport? Cannot. Little statue. What is that?
I know that you're but I've traveled so far to see you, and it's been a decade or more since my last penance. May I ask you a question? Why does your god swim in such filth?
I'm ready. I'm not ready. Please wait for me out there.
Oh, please don't get up, Father.
Jimena, Satan, I need you.
Don't get far.
What is thy name?
My name is Legion, and we are many.
Finish my work. It must be stopped.
What the hell, man? I wanted to fight that thing, but it just sent me to the ground. Must not be dead. I hear sirens. Homicide. Austin PD. Shout out to PD.
Detective, package arrived for you. It's on your desk.
Alright, so I guess that's chapter 1, right? The shadow board is full. So apparently we achieved everything that we were meant to. Looks like we brought one of the cassettes with us, notes on exorcism. That's that. So what can I say? Wow, that was intense. And I gotta say that I'm digging this because the level of detail is where I like it to be. I like a detailed story. I can read all day, even with the low resolution and hard to make out words. The story's there, and it's creepy and evil, and man, that last scene, my heart's still pumping from it. So what'd you think? Did you think that was as cool as I did? I thought it was awesome. So let me know in the comments below what you thought. If you liked it, hit the thumb up, and yeah. Wow, it's hard for me to come up with words after that. I'm trying to clear my head. Alright, so thanks for hanging out. If you liked what you see here, you know what to do. 3 clicks, like, subscribe, the bell for the notifications, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again. Later.